The Soviet Union saw race in America as a perfect opportunity to poke and prod to create the friction needed to create revolution.
Time and time again, MLK was asked, are there any communist associations with the civil rights movement? And time again, MLK denied that there was any connection or association with communist intervention.
One of the early leaders of the Young Communist League was a man by the name of Daniel Rubin, who just before his death in 2015 gave a really revealing account of how involved the communists were in the civil rights movements throughout the 1900s.
The party was smaller and it had to work in different ways, not bragging about or showing the red flag everywhere.
The Soviet Union saw race in America as a perfect opportunity to poke and prod to create the friction needed to create revolution.
This was the plan of the Communist Party since the Second Congress of the Communist International, 1920. John Reed, an American journalist, he was an attendee. He brought forth the issue of the Negro in America to the convention. He says that there's been no real instance of serious racial consciousness raising in the United States amongst blacks. They didn't see themselves as this race of folk who had to try to fight to overcome racial oppression and these kinds of things. They didn't see themselves that way.
Take a listen to this. It says, John Reed was a prominent American journalist, poet, and communist activist famous for his on-the-ground reporting of revolutionary events, most notably the 1917 Bolshevik Revolution in Russia. A Harvard graduate turned radical reporter, he documented early 20th century conflicts, including the Mexican Revolution, and was a leading figure in American leftist journalism. So, and it says further down here, his life and work were portrayed in the 1981 Academy Award-winning film Reds, with Warren Beatty starring as Reed. So I don't doubt that most Americans have never heard of communist infiltration in the United States.